And hello, everyone. I'm your host, Daren Jaime, and today is Wednesday, April the 12th. And of course, you're watching Open, a live program bringing the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. We encourage you to stay connected to us, and you can find out more about us at Twitter at BronxNet TV and Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. Well, kicking things off, New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo's budget has been approved by the state legislature. The $153 billion agreement was reached 9 days after the budget deadline. Now, among the new highlights, free tuition for public college students whose income is under $100,000. Also, $2.5 billion will be going towards affordable housing, but the New York City Housing Authority will see a $700 million cut. Raise the age also has come into play, now officially a part of the law. It's moved from the age 16 to 18 for youths who are low-level offenders. Opiate drug use also receives state assistance. The state approved $200 million towards fighting against the rising drug epidemic. Well, recently we had a conversation with City Councilwoman Vanessa Gibson as she discussed the budget. And here's what she had to say about the governor's new budget. Because in Albany, obviously, they've agreed on this new budget now, and it's supposed to be $153 billion. Yes. Some people are excited, some people are a little nervous. Your thoughts on it, and how do you think that's going to impact the district?
So many of us are still looking at the details of the budget. The Assembly just passed it this weekend, and the Senate just finished work earlier this morning. I was with the governor earlier today in Harlem, signing into law Raise the Age, which is something that so many of us have been working on for a very long time, which lowers the threshold for criminal prosecution of young adults. 16 and 17-year-olds under this new measure will no longer go through the criminal court system, but will go through the family court system for low-level nonviolent infractions. That's exactly what we want. Unfortunately, the tragic case of Kalief Browder has just torn apart this Browder family forever, and many of us were impacted. We know that Kalief Browder is more than a documentary, but we know that the story of Kalief Browder is the story of so many young men and women of color that languish in the criminal justice system, that sit on Rikers Island. So that's a good measure. Focusing on education and the El Celsior program, where families are now able to send their children to college for free. We are just on the cusp of a new renaissance, and we have to recognize that so many families, we want their children to have access to higher education. So I am grateful for that. I know within the budget there are a lot of other good measures, but to me, the biggest two priorities.
And you can hear more of Councilwoman Vanessa Gibson's comments on In the District here on BronxNet. Well, United Airlines remains under fire. This as new footage surfaced of a man who was beaten and forcibly removed from an airplane. The passenger, David Dow, was forced to leave a United flight, taking off from Chicago's O'Hare Airport after it was overbooked. Dow, a doctor, was dragged and hurt badly by 3 security officers. United Airlines CEO originally let out a statement describing the passenger as, quote, disruptive and belligerent, while also stating that the employees followed basic procedure. United Airlines later sent out another statement apologizing, calling the episode truly horrific. Staten Island judge ruled that New York City was allowed to legally destroy personal documents used to apply for municipal identification. But the judge also postponed any actions until April 17th. And 2 Assembly members have sought to take many measures to prevent the destroying of any personal documents. In a recent statement, Mayor Bill de Blasio stated that idnyc was created to protect people and connect them to vital services. Councilman Richie Torres and James Vaca have proposed legislation to help improve elevator safety in New York City public housing. This coming after an 84-year-old man died from entering an elevator that suddenly started to drift upwards. A spokesperson for NYCHA said they will review proposals and look forward to working on safety improvements within the City Council. In other news, Councilmember Vanessa Gibson held her first State District address in District 16, and many gathered to hear her address entitled Rise Up. Our Shanice Powell has a story.
In the first ever district address held here in District 16, Council member and Representative Vanessa L. Gibson delivers a motivational speech themed on the rise, alluding to the progress accomplished by her and her committed team and including the steps they plan to take in the near future.
The Bronx is very progressive as a whole, but this district especially, because we have great leaders like Vanessa Gibson, which leads and makes sure that this district is not forgotten.
As chair of the Committee on Public Safety, she has not only contributed to the issuance of the Student Safety Act of 2015, but is constantly working with others to achieve more in the criminal justice realm.
She's the head of the Criminal Justice Committee in the City Council, Public Safety Committee in the City Council. She has jurisdiction of a wide range of issues. She's worked with me on body cameras for members of the NYPD. She's working with me and the Speaker, Melissa Margarito, as we go forward to close Rikers Island over the next 10 years.
The anti-gun violence program, BronxNet, which provides the Release the Grip initiative, has already been positively impacted by Councilmember Vanessa Gibson.
We work with her very closely. She works with our programs. Everything she said, she's stuck to her words, and she's definitely helping the community.
Honestly, the community seems more safer. Before, it was a lot of more crime, more violence, and it's kind of simmering down now. So, yeah, she's doing a great job.
In support of youth leadership and employment, Councilmember Vanessa Gibson invests in the Claremont neighborhood centers to ensure the younger population enjoys the benefits of the program.
Oh, it changed me in a lot of ways. I was normally a kid just in the neighborhood, just going around, playing sports, being with friends. But then when I realized I actually had a chance and an opportunity to work somewhere, which was Claremont Neighborhood Centers, I went inside. And to this day, like, everybody tells me I'm a changed man, like I have a different mindset. So, you know, it really helped me. Like, it benefits you a lot.
She actually provided a lot of money in her endorsement to provide a better program for Claremont.
In addition to her impact on the youth community and public safety, she, with her team, has accomplished a great deal in economic development, health, and the issue of homelessness here in District 16.
I believe that the Bronx is on the cusp of a new renaissance, and our district is really a part of that. Today's message was really about cultivating the relationships, the partnerships moving forward, and really being on the rise as we rightfully deserve.
The 16th Council District of the Bronx praises Vanessa Gibson for her tireless venture as their representative and awaits greater things that are in store, thanks to their council member and her team. From BronxNet, this is Shanice Powell.
Thank you. And we'll take a quick break. We got more show coming up right after this.